Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, for Game 2 of the North American Finals between Team Dignitas and Cognitive Gaming. They have the both same colours, so it should be easy enough for you guys to follow, as well for me as well. The blue and obviously the red, they've stayed on the same side. And let's just kind of run down what we have. So we got KO on Artemis, obviously with the nice Wrangler skin there, the nice premium skin coming out there, obviously. They win so much, they get a lot of gems, it works out really well. Omega again on Hell. We've got Xing this time onto the Freya, so he's going to go Jungle Freya this time instead of Jungle 4. We see MLC Stealth this time switching over, stealing that Agni away from the best. And then Allied actually has gone for 4 as well, so he's going to go for a Bruiser. Look, well, I'm not quite sure. I'm looking like a solo lane 4 by the interesting, because Hell's going to be their solo laner. We've got some Zatman just missing that action there, the snare there on the 1. So I'm not too sure where 4 is going to go. Probably going to go the duo lane. Obviously, Watcher's Gift works really well on the duo lane, getting like full gold. Obviously, last hit gold potential. We don't see Cognitive Gaming obviously going for the gold camp. So what we could see is Team Dignitas take both gold camps, as it doesn't look like there's going to be too much kind of. Pretty much everybody knows where everybody is, obviously, apart from Shadow Q on Aphrodite. I'll go down through the Team Dignitas in a second, just when we get a little free chance, because we're going to see some action going off. So we see Cognitive Gaming on the right hand side. We will see the gold camps just come up. So we got 1 gold camp for Cognitive Gaming and 1 for Team Dignitas. No one really contention, but we do see that split for 5 members. But Team Dignitas split it between 3 members, so they will get more benefit out of that, as well with the jungle camps here. Okay, so let's have a little rundown for Team Dignitas. We got Zatman obviously on Neef there, taking a lot of damage from KO. That obviously on the receiving end from them rain of arrows now. Not very nice. Decides to back out really early. I'm surprised, actually. What does he fancy doing? No, just decides to leave. Obviously, push that wave right up. Oh, he's switching lanes, actually. Going with Lazarus on the right-hand side lane. Yeah, they're switching it up. They don't want to go on the duo lane. They want to go on the solo lane. So they want a 2v1 combo going out here. Same with Alatoni coming over on the left-hand lane. Alatoni on Athena. This time, actually, I think he was on the Athena last time. So Alatoni both times on Athena. It's going to be some. Obviously, they really like the Athena play. Obviously, with that global ultimate, just positioning wise, brings you out so far as well. What are we going to see? Are we going to see a lane switch again? Alatoni taking a lot of unnecessary damage from the creeps here, so it needs to be a little bit careful. Yeah, we do see the switch over again as well. So we see KO and Allied switching back the lanes. So they're just switching. I don't see why they actually did it. I thought they maybe wanted to go on that lane, possibly, to see what was going on, because for some reason both solo laners are on one side, and it was kind of matched out perfectly. I'd love to know kind of where that was coming from. Maybe they just got some like solo things. So we got Lazarus, obviously. Oh, good snare there by the Zatman there onto Allied. Shadow Q getting a good kiss as well, so it gets more damage. Going to see what happens. Going to go on here. Berserker's Barrage coming out on Zatman. Backflip on Zatman. Obviously, kiss there from Shadow Q. Good weave explosion. Allied needs to get out of there now desperately. KO also needs to leave at this point. We see Lazarus coming in. Only on level 4 though, so really can't tower dive Allied though, unfortunately. That would have been good to actually see. So we see Lazarus on Loki, Shadow on Aphrodite, sorry, in the disco, or the Aphrodite 70s disco skin. It's kind of a weird movement skin. It's just it's good but weird. Gonna see some counter jungling. Obviously, Xing coming in there just to banish that one up, to try and protect that as well. Rain of arrows going out there as well. Berserker's Barrage. Good job. There's 3 people there going to get that passive use as well. We see Lazarus going out there onto the back of Allied using aim strike as well. Satman missing his snare on the one. Another rain of arrows goes out there. If they go for Shadow Q's just 1 hit away from being killed. Berserker's Barrage obviously there with the teleport. Zatman needs to backflip out the way. Good banish there onto Lazarus, pulls him out. A good snare from Zatman, manages to actually lock down Allied and finish that kill. And then the ultimate actually picks off KO. Now, Xing in a lot of trouble. We see the best coming over there, just getting hit by... The best is actually on the Ra, which was obviously the last one that I was going to get to in a minute, getting hit by a rain of fire from Xing. Now we see everybody kind of backing off as well. Obviously, they're so low health, they do need to back away, as it's going to be quite dangerous for them to actually stay there. So, Team Dignitas have come ahead with 2 kills to 1. So, they're pulling... It's not really too much of a head. The gold-wise is pretty much the same, about 100 gold difference. But then the kills and the XP going on to the individuals will help nonetheless. So, you've got a kill on Artemis... And obviously, Allied's got an assist as well. You've got 2 kills on Zatman with Neef, though, and 2 assists onto Loki. So, those kills are going to really help quite a lot, because 2 kills on a carry and 2 assists on a carry is definitely where you want them to be. Now, the assists, obviously, are not giving you too much gold. Okay, only a little bit of gold. Every little helps. But... having those kills go onto a carry, especially a ranged carry like Neef, that ultimate coming out there, that World Weaver will cause you so much damage as well. So we see Doom Orbs as well coming out on the mages, mid lane mages. We do see Ra always seems to take, obviously, the Greaves, just being pretty much tanky. Obviously, with his heals as well, he can take quite a lot of damage. He's just really just tanky in his own respects. Good teleport scrolls coming out there onto Xing and Omega, so they can rotate round and defend any tower. It's good for Xing to have it, obviously, as a jungler, because he can go to any lane that he needs to just to help out if something's in dire need, if some other gank comes out. Especially with Freya, just got a lot of upfront damage as well. Good kiss come out there onto allies as well as the duffs, but then a rain of fire, a rain of arrows from KO as well, just pulling down Shadow Q just a little bit. But then again, Shadow Q on Aphrodite will heal most of that back up, so there's nothing really too much to worry about. So they just kind of carry on though. He's got full mana, good kiss, good doves as well, just poking off that little bit of damage, but then taking another rain of arrows. We see the best and Lazarus coming over as well. Freya and MLC Stealth aren't actually moving. Lazarus decides to back off, actually finish off some items, finishes off his boots, gets a teleport scroll, and then we see over here in the mid lane, we see the best, and then MLC Stealth and Xing just picking up that little gold camp just to get that XP going and push a little bit harder. Every little camp that you can get, you want to kill every camp as soon as it comes off a cooldown. We see the boar from the Artemis obviously coming out there from KO just to kind of really a defense one. And we see Allied there doing the perfect support movement, just staying actually in the way of the Neef ultimate there, taking loads of damage, will die from this. There you go. You can see obviously with that kiss, a few auto attacks there from Zatman, and then the World Weaver just nowhere to go. He doesn't even have, can't ever have an Aegis now with his Creeping Curse and Hog. So just pretty much like an all-out aggressive build there coming off onto Allied, even though kind of Allied is the more support carrier. Well, he's still playing support, so he's playing a support 4, which is an interesting one to see. I've never really not seen that too much. Normally see like 4 could be solo laner, never really like a support duo laner. It's definitely a new one for me. I've never seen that before. We see Athena and Artemis in the left-hand lane. Athena just charging out of the way there. KO chasing down Alatoni. Will get a rain of arrows, potentially. Not enough. We see Omega going around the side. Would have been able to actually intercept if everybody kind of went. But then they decided to back off because you never know who's rotating where. As obviously you've got Loki, Lazarus on Loki just kind of MIA all the time. And pretty much can just be anywhere. So just needs to be wary where he's going, what he's doing. We see all the stacking items coming out there. An interesting one we do see on Omega, obviously in the solo lane. Good stun there onto Allied. Allied taking loads of damage. Tectonic Rift coming out there on the Neef. Neef's just going to just use a 2, slowing down. Pretty much use a backflip as well. Taking a lot of damage, obviously, from them doves. Them doves will do quite a bit as well. We see Xing coming in from the side. Allied going up. Good banish there off onto Shadow Q. Shadow Q using the ultimate just to kind of protect themselves from there. Xing kind of misses as well. Tectonic Rift. We have Malnir's Hammer. Creeper Curse going out there. And Freya's ult managing to pick off Shadow Q. Yeah, Shadow Q there. Unfortunately, during that engagement, Zatman managed to just pretty much like 1 or 2 auto attacks off onto Allied and then use World Weaver to actually pick up the kill. So securing that kill at the expense of global presence with the ultimate, which is kind of sketchy. Sometimes you want to do it. Obviously, the kill secure is great. We did see a little, we did miss a gank coming off on the mid, so I will just pull that back to see actually what's going on. So MLC stealth, rotating around, obviously. Oh, just ulted in there. Lazarus went straight for it. Then we see the Ra beams, and I think I sped that up instead of slowing that down. So we kind of all seen what was going on there. Lazarus just literally went straight for him. We see obviously fall over into mid just to kind of help out as well. So we see Dignitas kind of running away with the kills a little bit. Cognitive Gaming are managing to trade a little bit with them, obviously picking up 2 kills in that left lane as well. So Aphrodite is level 8, but then again, 3 players of Cognitive Gaming are still level 8, and the rest of obviously Team Dignitas are in double digits. So yeah, they're doing pretty well in that respect, even though Aphrodite is keeping up with the rest of them, using obviously Midas boots and Watcher's gift. So the gold in respect, we see Lazarus going there for the red camp. Are they actually going to get the damage camp? I believe he got it. We see Rain of Fire coming out there as well. Lazarus just on the run as much as possible. I believe he actually, he stopped it. He managed to get the last hit, so he's preventing anybody actually picking up that side. We see Lazarus actually getting caught out there. Rain of Arrows, managing it obviously with the boar as well. The boar looks so good, obviously. Just missed that guy out there. So KO with the boar. Ra in a lot of trouble. The best just going to Rain of Fire, and then obviously Xing managing to pick up that kill. In this whole engagement though, the left-hand tower is getting pushed down. We do see the teleport. I was wondering if a teleport scroll was going to come out. Teleport scroll onto the left-hand lane just to keep that going a little bit more. Backflip there from Zatman, putting down another weave just to kind of clear any like creeps that come through, and it's always nice to have a weave there as well. That's a good place to have it. Obviously, anyone just kind of trying to hug the tower just outside of range is going to get blown up by that, but it only lasts there for about a minute, so it's not gonna be too much of an effect. See Xing. Let's just kind of look at the jungler wise. We see Xing, level 10. Here we go. Berserk's Barrage off onto Zatman. Zatman using World Weaver onto KO, actually. Lazarus coming in as well. Managed to get stunned by Tectonic Rift. Uses Stealth. It's not going to go for the tower dive, though, which is a very wise decision, seeing as there is a full creep wave coming up there, and no one else was going to take aggro from the tower for him. So, yeah. We see Lazarus there with a 2-1-2. And we see Xing with a 2-0-1. So they're pretty much even on the kills. There's that extra assist. Yeah, and we see it in gold-wise. Lazarus is only like 200 gold up. So there's that extra little, like, we could say, like, anywhere that could have come from. Like, one extra camp. That assist would help out as well. And just a few extra little creeps is just helping him out to no end. Obviously, Lazarus there going off just back now to finish off his Heartseeker. So now he's going to start. Once he give him another like 5 minutes, and then it's going to be very deadly. We see a Tectonic Rift on there on Zatman. Obviously, Malnir's Hammer going up. Didn't use that to teleport though. Allied is going to ult up into the air. We should see a Shadow Q ultimate coming out there just to stop. There we go. Just to stop that stun coming out there. Alatoni's coming there, but gets stunned straight away from the. Oh, I actually backed it. Completely sorry there, guys. Just completely backed that one off. We're just trying to bring that. So we'll bring that back up there. We're going to see some engagement coming off onto this side. So there we go. Back over. Back flip. Xing using the ultimate up into the air onto Zatman. Then we see the boar coming out onto Alatoni. Then hits Shadow Q. Berserk's Barrage going out there on Alatoni as well. Taking a few more extra hits now. We know KO definitely wants that kill. Coming back actually to drop a shield wall, which is kind of surprising. Creep and Curse coming out there from Alatoni. Rain of Arrows missing as well. And then Allied's going to go down here. There's nothing they can kind of do. Gets kissed as well. We see the best coming over on the Xing. Going to just miss the Celestial Beam. I am slowing this down so badly. And then a perfect snipe with the Ra Searing Pain as well. Beautifully done. We see obviously Hell AoE damage there. We see MLC Stealth dropping. Perfect Rain of Fires and everybody. But Zatman managing to backflip out of a lot of that. Shadow Cube taking so much damage there. He's in a lot of trouble. Needs to leave. And then Xing goes down on Freya. We see Lazarus has come in doing a lot of damage there. Going after KO. Manages to knock that one out as well. Agony goes down to Hell. No, actually didn't go down to Hell. Went down to Ra. Hell managing to pick up Zatman. And then the best managing to pick up Hell as well. So we see KO just getting ulted on perfect ages. Was brilliantly timed. Unfortunately, there wasn't much they can kind of do. Ra needs to get out of that before he actually gets done there. Well, so much action going off on that left-hand side lane. They will lose that left-hand tower. So we get pretty much a deicide come out there from Cognitive Gaming. I think it was even classed as a deicide there. I didn't quite see the deicide message, but very well done there by Team Dignitas. Obviously picking off all those kills, stacking up. Unfortunately, Zatman did die in the engagement, so he's going to lose some stacks. Lazarus, though, still alive, still kicking, racking out those Heartseeker stacks. A fed Loki is a very dangerous Loki. I don't care what part of the game you're at. You think you get out of some engagement, and then they're all of a sudden, bang, a Lazarus will ult onto you and finish you off. So everybody kind of needs to be a lot careful of, obviously, Lazarus now. What level he's at? He's level 13. So he's not running away with the levels just yet. He's just going to be doing a lot of damage there. Coming out with some more penetration there from the Jotun's Wrath. Obviously, getting them cooldowns down low, pretty low. Gold skin as well on Lazarus. Let's just see kind of... we do see a finished demonic grip onto Xing. So Xing is obviously going to be doing a lot of like magic protection shredding as well onto any character. And it's going to increase his damage to no end as well. So definitely going to be some... We're going to see some action coming off on the right side. We see Lazarus stealthing. Where's he going to go? Decides to go in there. World Weaver onto Omega. Omega, obviously, there we see Lazarus coming in there with the Athena ultimate. Could have stayed in the tower range a bit more and obviously get that kill. But then if he'd have stayed, he'd have died. So good call by Lazarus there. Managing to get out and obviously dodging a lot of that. Well, taking a lot of them Freya hits. But managing to barely survive. Creeping Curse coming out there. Berserker's Barrage. And obviously a snare there from Artemis. Obviously Artemis, you can kind of put them traps out a lot further than right in front of you now. So Zatman on Neef does go down. We see Omega standing in the middle of the fight, going to put out a lot of AoE damage. Anatoni going after Omega actually instead of anybody else. Where is all this damage going? So everybody's kind of focusing Athena, Anatoni at the moment. Ra Beam going out there, misses everybody though. Unfortunately, out of all that fight action, it does miss everybody. Anatoni goes down. Celestial Beam onto Omega will cause a lot of damage. Doves missed there by Shadow Q. Berserker's Barrage coming in there from Allied onto the best. Now though, the best has been healed up there. Athena, well, I did say Anatoni went down. Athena now just kind of going there. Allied in a lot of trouble, should be dotted down, but that heals from Omega, just keeping him alive long enough to actually get away with that one. Beautifully done. Obviously, Omega working out really well. And this whole time, we're actually missing a little bit of an engagement here with KO and Lazarus. Lazarus needs to be decided to kind of get out of that one. I think probably, no, the Armor's Ball was used in the fight and in the engagement. So it just kind of carried on. Does the camps do... The Bomber's Mask does still heal you the 10% of the jungle creep, so that's working out well for Lazarus. Obviously, Lazarus just needs to be careful of anybody coming over there. So he's just running over there, picked up a camp, then a creep wave, just to actually get as much XP. And then back and getting his health back. Maybe finish off Jotun's Wrath. He's gone up to level 2. I don't know if he's actually going to finish it just yet. No, doesn't have time. Doesn't have enough gold just to finish that one. So we see Allied over on the left lane, just pushing it back out again. We don't want, obviously, you don't want creeps pushing up against your tower. But what we saw, and I kind of said about it at the start, but never actually finished it up. We see Omega actually rush to Serenity, which was an interesting choice. Obviously, being on the solo lane, you can kind of just poke out, do your AoE, get back in. So it's not too bad. But then again, with all that extra health, that physical protection, and then also magical and physical protection for all your allies is increased by 20. So it works really well. Finally getting them Greaves second. So getting really tanky on Omega. Obviously, great enough that in that team engagement, he did have level 2 boots. So he could move in and out freely, or mostly freely as it was. Anyway. But now deciding to back out. We see Fatalis going out onto Freya. Very good action. And some action on the left-hand lane. Lazarus needs to be careful. It's going to take a lot of damage. Berserker's Barrage using his ultimate to get out of there. Freya or Xing taking, I believe, some damage from the Syrian Pain from the best. But then obviously Allied went into the air, decided against that. And they are going to go for a Gold Fury now. Going to be completely uncontested as KO is over there. Yep, does go down, and KO would have heard that as well, so he would have known the gold camp was gone down. So Team Dignitas extending that gold lead up to about 5k now, working really well. Anatoni clearing those traps out. Don't see any high level hogs yet. Everyone's still at level 1. So if they ever went like contestation, no one's going to be like a dead cert ahead at the minute, as they're all level 1. Shadow Q over in the left hand side. So this is a good lane for Omega to kind of sit in. Obviously you can out level. Well, you're a 2v1 lane, so it's back to the 2v1 kind of lane in system that we used to see quite a lot, where the solo laner will eventually out level the duo lane. Even though Zatman is ahead with like level 15, Omega will eventually out level this action going on. So we see obviously Allied as well doing this. Oh crap! So another misstep. Need to be a little bit careful on there. So we see Allied again on the left hand side lane. They're just obviously up against Anatoni. World Weaver coming out, uses the Melnu's hammer to teleport out of the way quickly because you knew it was coming in. They obviously suspect a gank as well. Tectonic Rift comes out. We see Berserker's Barrage, obviously a taunt there from Athena. Rain of Arrows coming out there, and obviously the Lazarus ultimate onto. Was it the ultimate? No, it wasn't the ultimate. It was just the stealth aim strike combo going out onto Allied. There we see the ultimate going out there onto MLC stealth to actually finish it off. We see pretty much just got 2 shot there. Xing also in a lot of trouble underneath the tower, just getting obliterated as well. And now we see KO coming in from the side. The ball not doing anything because Laz is actually stealth, so couldn't do anything there. And everybody was just kind of outside of range. That's just really kind of like adds it rubs salt in the wound that there. With the Artemis Boar, you do get it a lot of times where you'll drop the boar and you'll be it'll be inside range, but the time delay it takes to drop to actually charge out won't actually pick up a target. And then we did see a surrender vote coming out there from Allied from Cognitive Gaming. So Team Dignitas did take this week's finals 2-0 against Cognitive Gaming, which was the very dominated kind of matches as well there from Team Dignitas. And we actually did see an interesting item coming out there from Lazarus there at the end. I just spotted it. Where is it? So we see Girdle of Inum Power actually. So much extra damage would have actually come out from that one. So with also the extra penetration, so you can see it there. It's like gives the owner plus 30 and 15% physical power buff. We don't have to worry about the magical one because he's not magical for 10 seconds plus 10% penetration. So with the boots, Warrior Tabby and Jotun's Wrath, that gives you another 10% on top of that. So where we're at 30. So it gives you another 3. Wow. You can't really squint at anything. It's all nice to have, especially everything's like 15. So 3's not bad. Okay, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this cast. Obviously, I do more of these on my channel, as well as SmiteTube will have this as well. So you can obviously, if you're watching on SmiteTube, you can find me over at youtube.com, RistyUK. Pretty much just RistyUK everything. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. That is it. RistyUK, that is me, and you'll find me there. Obviously, everyone is watching on SmiteTube. Good on you. I'm glad everyone's kind of checking out the site. It's always great to see. And then we see obviously player damage as well. We do see Lazarus. It's quite low on the player damage, but you know that's really focused on one person. There's a lot of AoE damage coming out here from pretty much everybody else. But yeah. Okay, so I hope everyone's enjoyed the cast, and I'll see you guys next time. Have fun.